Weather forecast to my right, AP18 himself. That is Alex. How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
And across from me, G-Dub himself, Garrett. How you doing?
Doing good.
It's the Wednesday Comics forecast. My name is Marvin. We're here to tell you the comic books coming out for March 27th, 2017. I got the date here, Alex. Don't worry, I'm the date man. They call me the calendar man. First up on the docket, Image Comics, Alex, Black Science number 39. This is Rick Remender, Matteo Scalera, a new story arc, part 1 of 4, no authority but yourself. His entire life, Grant McKay fought against conformity, preferring anarchy to submission. Now, with reality reeling from the aftershocks of the pillar, every choice Grant makes might be his last. Alex, what do we think? This is this Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera bring their seminal Pulp Fiction epic to a mind-shattering finale. So this must be the final arc, I guess?
I believe so. I think that's what we were told. The last, 5 issues or something?
Who knows? Where were we told that? Was that a press release? That was in the back pages? What are we talking about?
Well, it must have been 6 months ago. So, because I don't even know what's going on in this book anymore. And in all honesty, Black Science was one of the strongest books coming out for the first 15, 20 issues. And in all honesty, once they've kind of switched into this last half the book, it hasn't been nearly as strong. The story isn't nearly as interesting. I'm still going to get it. I mean, I'm a completionist. I need to finish out the last 44 issues or whatever's left of this book, whether it's 50 or what have you. But I don't know how much I care anymore. It's kind of like East of West. It's one of those books that comes out sparingly, and when it does, I have no idea what the hell I'm reading. So I want to get it. I'm excited to see it, mostly for that art. Scalera art is amazing.
Alex,
I love this
baby,
book.
listen here. It's going to be one of them damn books you read back to back, and you're going to think it's fantastic. Paper Girls. I'm saving this baby up. I'm going to read it all at once, Black Science, Paper Girls, Descender, back to back. It's going to be the awesome day. I'll read it all one day, all 3 series. So
Holy shit.
So when this is done, I will...
That's when Earth spins back on esse axis. Maybe that'll get done.
I agree with you, Alex. I'm not sure where this is. I'm not even sure where I stopped reading this. I've been getting it, but I think at one point I stopped reading it. I'm just going to read the whole thing till the end, I said. Oh, but that was a while ago. I think we got... I think maybe I got 10 issues to read. So we'll see. Black Science, though, it was good at one time. Let's see here. Mr. Ice Cream Man himself, number 11. W. Maxwell Price, Martin Moranzo. Garrett, what do you think? The Ice Cream Man.
I believe this is the second issue since it's been back from its break. I haven't read 10, but what I've been reading in for the solicits and whatnot is the threat that comes around in issue 9. Alex, have you caught up yet?
Yes.
Okay, so his brother, basically, spoilers, sort of, is more involved with the book. And it makes it very exciting because, we started out this being a horror anthology, and it still is, but there is an overarching story that is pretty compelling and a lot of fun to read. So super excited for this week, for sure.
Do you mean horror analogy or anthology?
What'd I say?
It sounded like you forgot the second R, but all right, let's move on.
Okay.
Isola, number 7. This is Brendan Fleischer, Carl Kerschel, Masik, and Carl Kerschel also on art. Again, Danger on the Road forces Rook and Alvin to take a treacherous detour. Now bi-monthly, so it's now a bi-monthly book. Alex, what do we think? Isola, you still getting it?
A beautiful, beautiful book. I am still getting it, but I'm. It's not a book that I'm going to be reading right away because I don't care really what the story is. I just like looking at the pictures now, which is unfortunate because I was told this is going to be an epic, and it never feels epic. Every issue I read, I never feel like, oh my gosh, cannot wait for the next issue. This is simply one of those books I get because I know eventually there's going to be more to the story, but for whatever 22 pages, it doesn't even feel like 22 pages, 17 pages of this book. It looks great, but I don't know if I really give 2 craps about what's going on anymore.
Alex,
I think it'll read better in trade, for
Alex,
sure.
baby, this is one of those books you sit down, read back to back. Black Science, this book. Paper Girls. I'm just kidding.
Descender, of course.
Descender, of course. Definitely feels like it's quick issues to read, right? Because most of it's told in the art. Definitely what Garrett was saying. I think in trades that reads better because you feel like you're getting more for your money for your bang for your buck. But in issues, we've talked about this before. In issues like that feel like they go by in 2 seconds. You kind of feel cheated in a way. Did anybody read Batman this last week?
Nope.
All right. Pretty great book. I'm not going to say any more then. Chelsea Kane, Kate Nazemic, Leah Metatic, Rise of the Unicorns. Don't mistake the silence of the unicorn for weakness. She is silent, but she is plotting. Sounds like, Gary, we might hear about the unicorn and the identity of said unicorn. What do we think? The unicorn is revealed.
That'd be exciting to find out who it is. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was confused about with the previous issue, that it was just like there's this huge thing like, who's this unicorn? But hey, we're going to find out now, so that's cool. But this book has been great. It's been really comical and really informative, I think, especially for males. So that's a good thing, to educate men on that, the subject matter.
What is the subject matter?
What?
What are you talking about? What's the subject matter?
Like menstruation and things like that.
Jesus. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, so
I thought you were talking about unicorns.
Why? Because they're horny?
Oh, Jesus. There he goes, learning about women, and then he goes far right again.
What are you talking about?
Unicorns.
It's a fucking unicorn. It has a horn.
Last issue, we had on a review. You guys were very fixated on that unicorn, who the identity was, and I said, I don't really think it matters, but I guess we'll learn about it. So, who wants to bet it's that one girl?
A whole issue behind it.
Yeah, it's that one girl who disappeared. I guarantee it. I put money on it.
What do you know?
I put money on it. There we go. Man-Eaters, looking forward to it. Realm number 12. This is the 12th issue of the book called Realm. Seth.
Very good.
Peck,
I'm so proud
Jeremy
of you.
Hahn, wounded and on the run. I was killing time because I was pulling up the thing. On the run, Will and company seek shelter at an abandoned farmstead. What could go wrong? Alex, what could go wrong?
A lot of things could go wrong. Could be a giant rhino with a hammer. Could be orcs. Could be druids. Who knows? This book is good, but I had recently caught up, and I'm just like, there doesn't seem to be a story that, I don't know. The last issue just kind of felt like we jumped for one thing, and then it reminded me, hey, hopefully we don't go into a ruin where there's big giant spider people and a monkey spider and this thing. It's just like, oh, okay. Why are we calling back to something that just happened 2 issues ago? I don't need the reminder. Just tell me a damn story. The book is interesting, and the art is great, but it seems to be one of those things, much like we say a lot. You almost need to be reading the trade just to get the whole story that you're supposed to get. So as for me, reading the issue per issue really doesn't make a difference.
Alex,
I just
baby.
wait until the arc is
Realm
done.
is a book you wait and you read back to back, along with Black Science, Paper Girls. So
Descender, of course.
Descender,
I forgot.
of course.
I forget these things.
Realm I have to catch up on. I was reading the first trade, kind of put a pause on that baby. But let's stick that bookmark back out and take another read, I think. What I read of it so far, I like. I think I read 2 issues of that trade. Couldn't finish the last 3 because, got a little behind. But we'll catch up with that Realm, and we'll see. So far, the art, I like the art and the style of the book. We'll see how the rest of it shakes out, though. Next on the list, here we go. Skyward, that's number 11. Joel Henderson and Lee Gabbert. New story arc, Fix the World. Garrett, Skyward, how are we going?
Skyward is one of my favorite books right now. The first arc was one of the best original stories I think I've read in a long time. The science behind a world where there is no gravity, and all this like political warfare basically about there being gravity versus there not being gravity, made a really compelling story. I think the thing that sticks with me the most is like that dragonflies grow ginormous because there's no gravity keeping their size down. But anyways, with our character, Willow, she went through quite a bit in the first arc of the story, and it's interesting to see what's going to happen next because it seemed like a pretty big part of the story got wrapped up in Volume 1, but I don't know. This world just keeps ever expanding. There's things I didn't know from issue 1 that were going to happen in issue 6, so it's a great book, and I can't wait to read what happens in the next installment.
Just one correction. I think it's just Willa. I don't think there's
Willa.
I think it's Willa. Yeah.
It's Willa. Okay.
I think it's Willa.
Skyward, that's Skyward. IDW Publishing, here we go. First up here, new number 1, Bad Luck Chuck. Leela Gwen, Matthew Dow Smith. She'll need more than a rabbit's foot to get through this. Curse at birth, Charlene Chuck Manchester hires out her own bad luck, providing disaster wherever someone else can profit. She can get you that insurance payout fortune for a price. But bad luck doesn't always go as planned, and when Chuck gets stuck between a dissatisfied crime boss client, a cult leader, and a dodged insurance fraud investigator, things get explosive. Eventually, everything that could go wrong does, and it's only half by accident. So there you go, new number 1 if you're looking for a brand new book. But if you're looking for Black Hammer, Age of Doom number 9, that's Jeff Lemire, Dean Armstrong. Eisner Award-winning Best New Series. What do we think there, Alex? We got a little talkie-walkie?
We got some talkie-walkie.
Oh, talkie.
So there's a 2-issue run that was just kind of a detour for what we're getting to now, and we are in the fake realm, essentially, kind of a brainwashed realm of the heroes. And Takiwaki is the only one that really knows what's going on. Obviously, Lucy's kind of questioning what's going on. Things are different here than what we as the reader know. This book is spectacular. Jeff Lemire, what an amazing book you have given us, an amazing universe. And obviously, this book doesn't just have Age of Doom, it has Cthulhu and other odds and ends that you really don't need to get. Just read this main book is all you really need to have. But it is excellent. Keep turning those pages.
Stupid. Umbrella Academy, Hotel Oblivion number 6. Gerard Way, Gabriel Ba. The Netflix live action series premieres February 2019. Oh, wait, it's March. End of March. You can tell this thing got delayed, obviously, because of that synopsis. But also, if you look at the diamond little number there, it says January 19. So it should come out January, but it looks like we're a couple months late here. Alex, have you read the first 5 yet?
No, I haven't read the first one yet.
All right,
I was expecting this to be a 6-issue mini, and I believe it's actually an extended. Maybe it's an ongoing, so maybe I just need to start reading the damn book.
That's the thing I was waiting for it to end, and then I could read it all, because I expected this kind of stuff to happen where it got delayed months on end, especially a book that was delayed on its own for like 10, 12 years. So I'm probably going to wait till it's finished, but who knows when that will be. So Netflix series I heard is great. I actually watched the first episode only, and I did enjoy it, but I haven't seen the rest yet. So
I liked the first episode to an extent, but after reading the book, it doesn't take all the stuff from the book, and that's what kind of bothers me.
Yeah, they did say Gerard Way did say they made it different than the book, but already like I watched the first episode too, and you can automatically see some things are different. So I still enjoyed it, but take it as it is.
I think if I go into it with the unexpectations that it's based loosely off it's the characters to an extent, but not all the way, and not obviously the story of the White Violin. So I'll go into it better next time.
Gerard did work on it with them, so I can take it as an alternate take. So yeah. TMNT Urban Legend number 11. This is Gary Carlson, Frank Fosco on the cover here. We have what is this? Robo Turtle, Alex?
That's Donatello. Oh. He's a cyborg now. Cyborg Turtles.
How's it going?
It's good. Master Splinter got turned into a different kind of. He turned into a flying rodent. He's a bat right now.
Excuse me.
He's a bat.
He's not a flying squirrel.
And he's got rabies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This book is weird. It started out being kind of a really mature book for me, and it still is mature. It's got people's faces half burnt off. Sometimes they swear. It's good, but it is much different than I was expecting from this book. I was anticipating to be more of a see the turtles kill everybody, which is cool. But we're almost half done. I think this series only has about 26 issues, so we're almost halfway done. And I'm excited to see how much more the story can progress. Do they save Splinter? Do they kill each other? Does the Shredder show up and make turtle soup? We can only hope.
We can only hope on the TMNT Urban Legends, as Alex said, getting very strange. Transformers number 2, talking about another kind of reboot, relaunch, whatever you want to call it. Brian Ruckley, Angel Hernandez, Ron Joseph, and Nelson Daniel right on that cover. Your life is yours to shape. These words form the backbone of the Transformers Society. But Cybertron police officers, Chroma and Prowl, learn that the dark underside as they investigate the murder that caught Bumblebee in a web of lies and secrets. Garrett, did you read issue 1?
I haven't read it yet. No, I haven't got a chance, unfortunately.
Why do we even allow you to talk on this show?
I don't know.
Just kidding. All right. Action Comics. This is DC Comics. Action Comics number 1009. Brian Michael Bendis, Steve Epstein. Garrett, what do we think? Part 3 of Leviathan Rising.
I've only read part 1 so far.
Holy shit.
I know. I'm behind. I'm like Alex right now, except he caught up.
There's only one book that I won't be caught up on tonight.
Right. It has been really good. I did love the first issue of the Leviathan Rising. Things are like, I don't know. We haven't learned a whole lot about the new faction, which is this Leviathan. Very much different from the Leviathan from Batman Incorporated. It's a different Leviathan. But yeah, from what I can tell, basically they're just trying to fuck with Superman, and he doesn't like that. But it's introducing, it's basically putting a lot of spotlight on Lois and Jimmy, who are going to have their own comics coming up here, which is very exciting. So I think this event is... this is all building towards a huge influx of Superman books coming out, and the Leviathan event.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Go ahead. Alex.
For some reason, when you said they're just trying to fuck with Superman, it made me laugh. Going, what are they trying to do to him that he doesn't like?
Scott Snyder did a recent interview at Director's Cut panel where he showed like 3 of his movies, Director's Cut of them, and he did say that originally, in his Justice League movie, he was going to have Lois Lane be killed by Darkseid. What do you think about that?
Zack Snyder?
Yeah. What did I say, Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zack Snyder.
Yeah, that's pretty ballsy. I don't think that would go well.
Shows up in one movie. Actually, I guess she was in Batman vs Superman. 2 movies and then kill her off, I guess. It was part of the plan to make Superman angry and very powerful. But I guess that's what Zack thinks.
It would do it, but then you lose one of your highest billed actors in the movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, save a little change, baby. Here we go, guys. We've been waiting for it. Detective Comics number 1000. Peter J. Tomasi, Brian Michael Bendis, Paul Dini, Warren Ellis, Jeff Johns, Tom King, Dennis O'Neil, Christopher Priest, Kevin Smith, Scott Snyder, and others. Doug Mankey, Neil Adams, Greg Capullo, Tony S. Daniels, Steve Epting, Kelly Jones, Andy Kubert, Alex Maleev, Dustin Nguyen, Scott Williams on cover, Jim Lee also on some of the covers there. After 80 years, it's here, the 1000th issue of Detective Comics, the title that literally defines DC. This 96-page issue is stacked with an unbelievable lineup of talent that will take you on a journey through Batman's past, present, and future, plus a sensational epilogue that features the first ever DC Universe appearance of the deadly Arkham Knight. But who is under the mask, and why do they want Batman dead? The incredible future of Batman Adventures begins here. We'll have decade appropriate trade dress after 80 years. It's here. What the heck? Just repeated it. All right. Batman 80 years, 96 issues for this 1000th issue, landmark issue. Alex, what do we think, Detective Comics? That lineup, you can't deny, that's some great talent and people that have written Batman before, except for Brian Michael Bendis. But all the rest of people, that's Batman. That's basically if you're going to make a Batman lineup of the great, that's it.
Oh, I'm excited for this book. The one thing I've learned from reading 1000 of Action Comics is that when you get a whole team of people on the book and they show you different runs, not even different runs, but just different little aspects of this character, what a way to give everybody a little taste of what they can have. And what a way to bring in Tom King, who is currently writing Batman. What a way to give Kevin Smith the opportunity to write a little bit more Batman, because he writes two of my favorite stories that have ever come out, Cacophony and The Winding Gyre. This is one of those books I believe, don't quote me, odds are pretty good. The boys on Wednesday Comics, us, might talk about it, because I think it is a major thing that needs to be brought up. It needs to be shared with the world, and people need to know what the Dark Knight is all about.
Very possible. I'm not saying we're going to do it, but it's very possible. We did Action Comics 1000 as a feature. Might make sense to do Detective. Who knows? I can't speak for everybody. Let's see. A lot of variation covers here. Any of these look good? You guys going to get?
I'm just getting I got the normal. I'm going to get the normal one, but I did pre-order there's one by Patrick Gleason where he does all the Bat family.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's got
with all the Robins,
Batman, and has Titus on there too. So I'm excited for that. But otherwise, just the main cover.
I think the only one, if I was gonna...
Was it Kubert does that main cover?
I think it was Scott Williams, I believe. I saw.
I would almost get the Capullo one, but I think I'm just going to get the regular cover.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'll get all of them, baby. I got a digital. Here we go. Dial H for Hero. I know I don't have it on my hands. Dial H for Hero. This is Sam Humphries, Joe Quinones. Miguel, a teen daredevil, becomes the newest welder of the Hero Dial, a rotary phone-like device that grants the user superpowers for 1 hour when they dial HERO. Will he rise as a new hero in the DC universe or crumble under the weight of responsibility the Dial thrust upon himself? This blistering new 6-issue miniseries joins the Wonder Comics lineup with stories by award-winning fan favorite Sam Humphries and art by Joe Quinones. This actually is a book I'm going to try out because Sam Humphries I do enjoy, and I've been hearing really, really good buzz about this on Twitter. So Mitch Gerads recently tweeted, I believe Alex actually retweeted it. I think that's how I saw it. Maybe not. Maybe it was the Sarge that they said they really enjoyed this book. So I'm going to check it out. Joshua Williamson, Ryan Sook, right on the cover. Christian Deuce. Flash number 67. Garrett, what do you think the Flash fastest man there is?
The storyline right now isn't the most exciting for me, just because of the hunt for all the different speed forces and whatnot. What really does get me amped, though, is coming up soon. We have the Flash Year One, which is going to be a lot of fun. But I think that right now I'm just ready for this arc to wrap up, because I don't know what kind of cliffhanger would be like, okay, we figured out all these different speed forces. Like, I think that it was a cool idea at first, but the execution is just not really working. Spinning off Scott Snyder's ever embellished Justice League storyline.
Here we go. Heroes in Crisis, number 7. Tom King, Clayman, Mitch Gerads, right in that cover of Superman saying enough, ripping people apart. The Trinity may have uncovered the true killer responsible for the deaths at Sanctuary, but the artificial intelligence that ran the institution is the one standing between them and the culprit. Now, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman must face off with their own creation and face the consequences for what they created. Also, as the truth is uncovered, Booster and Harley go from being enemies to allies. So there we go. Issue number 7. Alex, what do you think, Heroes in Crisis?
Heroes in Crisis has been very good. It's one of those books I didn't know what to expect. I understood it to be a place where heroes needed more help, and I think that's what I actually kind of wanted. I wanted to be less of a mystery, and I kind of wanted just to see what these heroes do for 7 issues of just how do they get help, who helps these people. But obviously we got a little bit of a different story. Heroes have been killed. We got to find out who the culprit is. It's good. I think Tom King knows how to write these characters, and there have been some of the strongest writings in this book by Tom, and I think a lot of it is his words that he uses with Superman, and I think that's what I want to see more of. I think I want to see more Tom King. It almost doesn't feel like a Tom King book.
Justice League Odyssey, number 7. Dan Abnett and Carmine Di Giamenco. What happened? Dan Abnett on this book. What happened to Josh Williamson? Already done? Or what's up? Garrett, what do you think? Odyssey number 7.
Odyssey's been a lot of fun. I think it's probably the only successful Justice League book that I've been reading. I mean, I guess besides Heroes in Crisis, because it is a Justice League book. I consider it that because there's a lot of Justice League heroes. But with this one, it's fun because it's like the space Justice League. They're off. They're like the Guardians of the Galaxy to the Avengers. And I think that's fun because nothing is affecting them from down on Earth. They are solving their own mysteries, working with begrudgingly working with Darkseid. He's got some kind of mysterious plot going on, which is exciting and terrifying at the same time. This book's just got a lot going for it. They are doing missions together, and you can tell they don't like being together, and they don't naturally 100% fit as teammates. But when they are forced to work together, they do actually form a pretty good team. So it is a fun dynamic, and I can't wait to read this issue.
The only thing missing from this book is the Sajic art. If Sajic was on this still, or getting on it eventually, this book would be a top contender for best looking book out there.
Martian Manhunter number 4-12. This is Orlando Riley Erasmo. Alex, what do you think? The Martian Manhunter staring down. How's it going?
It's good. This is one of those books that I'm not a huge fan of Steve Orlando. Like you've probably heard on this show multiple times. Riley Rossmo really was the staple of why I'd get this. But coming from a guy who hasn't read enough Martian Manhunter, I'm actually kind of interested, and actually, correct me, I am very interested in knowing more about this character and just seeing how weird this can get. I've grown as a reader. There's more to books than just superheroes, and obviously this being that's kind of a superhero-related book. It's fun to see more dynamics than just Martian Manhunter. It's fun to actually. My favorite part is all the detective stuff when he's just John Jones.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. It's been pretty good. Riley Rossmo art's been fantastic. So, Shazam number 4. This is Jeff Johns, Dale Eaglesham. Shazam and the Seven Magic Lands continues as Billy Batson and the other foster kids are lost in the dangerous wildlands, a realm where animals walk like humans, and where humans live in zoos. When Freddy and Darla are captured and paraded around like oddities, it's up to Billy and the others to rescue them from the greedy crocodile men. Plus, the shocking ending to issue number 1 could end Billy's new family or make it stronger than ever. Shocking ending to issue number 1. Oh, I don't know what that means. Looking forward to this. I will answer this question here. Shazam, been great so far. I just saw the movie on Saturday. I haven't talked about it yet. Actually, I was going to record something and figured might as well just plop it in here and on the main show, and so get more ears on it. Fantastic. Was really great. Awesome. It's probably out of the new DC movies, not counting the Dark Knight trilogy. Obviously, that's its own era. Out of the new DC movies, probably my favorite. It was really fun, fantastical. That's my non-spoiler review. It does one thing, and I'm going to say this, it's not really a spoiler, but it does that one thing we've been talking about lately. It can be part of the DC universe without being blatantly part of the universe. It does that very, very well. So I thought it was great. Like I said, I saw it early because I'm friends with Zach himself, so I saw his baby early. And he was fantastic in it, by the way. So.
It's awesome. I'm really excited to see that movie. So the book has been great.
April 5th, that baby comes out. You better believe I'm going to probably see that again. The people I went with both enjoyed it. One of us enjoyed it less than the other ones, but the reasons why he didn't like it, I would say, is what Shazam is about. So we'll see. It was a little very cheesy and funny, but I think that's what Shazam is. So Terrifics, number 14, Jeff Lemire, Joe Bennett, and Dexter Vines. The Terrifics are back. Metamorpho, Phantom Girl, Plastic Man have reunited to save their long-lost leader, Mr. Terrific, and the heroic multiverse Mr. Terrific to bring the ruckus to Doc Dredd and his team of Dreadfuls. This is going to be a melee for the ages, and this epic conclusion to over a year of terrific comic stories. The fate of the multiverse hangs in balance, so don't miss this issue. I told you this was the last issue. Who argued with me on this, baby?
Last issue of Jeff Lemire's run.
No, it says the last issue of Terrific Stories.
We'll find out when 15 comes out, or doesn't.
It's not solicited. 14's the last one solicited. I am owed an apology from both of you on the main show.
I can guarantee you're not going to get one.
I won't take it right now. I'll wait till the main show. I'll savor in it. Alex, what do you think?
You'll be dead before you get one.
What do you think about Terrifics?
You know what? Unfortunately, that's one of those books that has fallen on the wayside. I think I'm at least 4 issues behind. I haven't even read the annual yet, and that's about 6 months old. So, who cares?
Hey,
not the best. That's why. I'm sure this book is good. I just haven't gotten to it. We don't
issue 15 is coming out April 24th, written by Gene Lin Yang with art by Steven Segovia.
Nope, it's done.
Boom.
That's a different book you're looking at. That's terrific.
Right.
Terrific.
The epic conclusion to over a year of terrific comic stories. There you go. Wonder Woman number 67, G. Willow Wilson, Carrie Nord, Mick Gray, Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson. Garrett, what do you think when Titans awake? Wonder Woman.
I love Carrie Nord's art. I think it looks so great with what G. Willow Wilson is doing with her stories. This is definitely a rebirth within a rebirth of Wonder Woman. I think this is the best Wonder Woman I've read since Greg Rucko's on the book / Shea Fontana. I really am loving the caliber of the story, and it's like it's getting back to the mythology of gods and goddesses and titans and fun things you want to read when you're reading a Wonder Woman book. Not necessarily Wonder Woman always dealing with like earthly threats, but dealing with like these Olympic crazy threats. So I really love the book, and I can't wait to read this issue.
Here we go. Marvel in the house. Amazing Spider-Man number 18, Nick Spencer, Humberto Ramos. Hunted Part 2. Kraven plan begins to unfold in Central Park. He lets the prey loose and the hunt begins, but Kraven isn't the hunter this time. Who has Spider-Man in his crosshairs, and their crosshairs, excuse me. Alex, what do you think Hunted Part 2?
I wish I could tell you that I'm caught up. I started reading yesterday.
Holy shit. So this book you've been anticipating, you're not even caught up on.
And I've almost read 15 before I read 14, and I was so confused that I stopped reading.
Yeah, I'm not caught up either.
Corey tells me it's good, and I know. How about this? I make the promise. When April comes around next week, when number 19 comes out, Papa P, that's me, will have read it, and I will be caught up, and I will tell you, it's fan-fucking-tastic. Quote my words. It's done.
I don't know. Can't believe it anymore. So, Black Panther number 10. This is Ta-Nehisi Coates, Kev Walker, David Acuna on the cover. The Intergalactic Empire of the Wakanda, The Gathering in My Name, Part 4. T'Challa journeys to a place where Nanjaka rises begins, the homeworld of the Between. But what will he learn? There would lead him to question the rebellion's very foundation. Will Bass champion ever be restored? What do you think, Garrett? Black Panther, number 10.
You know, after just finishing Killmonger, seeing like this story about Ninjaka dealing with Bass and things like that, it is going to be a great issue. I think anytime you get the spiritual ancestors kind of intervening in the story, the character that person is interacting with definitely learns something, either to their advantage or disadvantage. And I think since this is in Jadaka with Bass, because isn't Bass the good Black Panther god?
Yes. Right.
So I think like he's going to get some kind of turmoil or grief for going so far away from Bass' wishes. So I think this will be. I like how we're like flipping arcs. Like some arcs will be like the first arc was with T'Challa, then we kind of went to Njidaka. Now we're going back. We did some T'Challa, and now we're back to Njidaka. So it is fun shifting the point of view to tell this one epic story.
Daredevil number 3, Chip Zdarsky, Marco Cinchetto. Alex, you are reading this along with me, aren't you? You read the first 2 issues?
Yes. Oh, yes.
What do we think?
I love this book. I never did get. I own the Mark Waid, Chris Samney run. Never actually finished it yet. I jumped on it with Charles Soule and Ron Garney, and it was good. This book, at least coming from someone who hasn't read enough Daredevil, this feels like the Daredevil I want to read, and I'm actually interested in what he's got going on. I love this book. I read issue 1 and 2 back to back. This is an amazing series. Chip as long as the book doesn't get interrupted by editorial things or getting connected into a main event, this book has potential to be one of the best Marvel books out there.
Excuse me, I think you mean Chip Zdarsky. There you go. Fantastic Four number 8. This is Dan Slott, Aaron Cooter, Isaac Rubik on that cover. Herald of Doom continues with First World Power. Garrett, what do we think? Fantastic Four on that cover. We see Johnny getting the shit beat out of him. I see some blood from his mouth. What do we think?
This is another one I'm not caught up on. I didn't read issue 7. So, Alex, are you caught up on this?
Nope. I hate the FF. They suck.
It's good so far. I do enjoy it. I believe I am caught up with it. I can't confirm or deny, but I believe I actually did read the last issue. So,
nice.
Invaders number 3, Chip Zdarsky and Carlos Mango. Butch Geist right on that cover. And some art. War Ghost continues. America is ready for its final war with Atlantis. It's a race against the clock as the Winter Soldier infiltrates the military. Captain America confronts Namor's human allies alongside the original Human Torch. Can they get to the bottom of Namor's plan in time? Alex, I believe me and you getting this book. Enjoying it so far, I think.
I really am. I think the part that I'm enjoying the most about this book is the past stuff. Yes, the current things where Captain is talking to Submariner is great. Winter Soldier doing this thing is fun, but I think a part of me just wants to get that one issue or even like a little arc that shows us the stuff from way back when, and just to see these guys be a team, because as right now the Invaders are not a team. You got the Human Torches doing a little investigative journalism. Obviously Winter Soldier and Captain are hanging out being bros, saying Dylan, son of a bitch, and they're high-fiving and blowing up the world, and Namor's kind of being a dick. And I mean that in a nice way. He's being a dick.
So once again, I like to point out, if you are enjoying the past stuff, it's not only pointing towards Alex, but anybody else that's reading this book. Ed Brubaker, Steve Epstein did a book called The Marvel Projects, which is about the original Invaders. So it's actually pretty great. Alex, what do you think? What's going to be your pick this week? A lot to choose from, but I need just one pick out of your mouth.
Ugh, I know what I want to make my pick.
Go ahead.
But it can't be my pick if I'm not caught up on it.
I know, Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, you want to say it. Haunted Park.
Amazing Spider-Man 18 is the one I want to be. I know they're in Central Park, and someone's hunting my hero. I'm all for it. Let's not kill the Spider-Man, but let's make it worth this time. Amazing
Spider-Man, the man can't be denied when his Kraven the Hunter is in the book. Hey, this guy here is even going to go see that Kraven the Hunter movie. He doesn't give a shit what it's about. That guy's going to be kicking ass on screen. He's got to see it. So
I'm doing it.
It could be him versus a penguin. He's fucking there. Kick you in the fucking ocean and a seal will take you out. That's Kraven. He's a hunter. Garrett, what do you think? What looks to be your pick this week?
I'm going with Detective Comics 1000. I think it's going to be such a great milestone issue. The reveal of the Arkham Knight is exciting because, me and Alex have played Arkham Knight, and the Arkham Knight reveal on that game was pretty
predictable. What a slap in the face.
Yeah, very predictable and not very enjoyable because you could see who it was a mile away. So I'm really curious on who this character could be as the Arkham Knight, and we're probably going to have a great year or so of storytelling for this Arkham Knight arc. I'm excited for the annual type stories from all the different creators, from Tom King to Kevin Smith. It'll be really exciting, and it's going to be a fun read for sure.
I'm looking forward to, I'm stuck between two books right now. I'm trying to figure out which one I want. Do I want the new bread or do I want the familiar? Dial H for Zero. Oh, actually, I'm going to probably go with the familiar Heroes in Crisis. Has been good so far. Number 709. We're ramping up to the end. I'm excited to see where this book goes. The last issue was fantastic. Art by Mitch Gerads. This issue here, Clayman back. One of the really sold me on Clayman with this series. So I'm excited to see the conclusion with this story. But I am interested also in Sam Humphrey's Dial H for Hero. So we'll see how that goes. Alex, now the weather's been great. Today was a nice 50-something. Got close to 60 on Saturday, I believe. I did look at the weather. It looks like we have good weather coming up right now. However, I did hear possibly that's melting stuff too fast. We might get some water. What do you think?
The one thing is that water is always a possibility. I mean, once you go from winter to spring, the snow melts, obviously it becomes water. It doesn't just, boom, turn into evaporation. So it's a possibility there might be some water gushing down those rivers. But the most important thing you can take away from this coming week is 70 degrees on Wednesday. There may be a slight chance of rain come maybe Saturday, Sunday. But you know what? This is the Midwest. You do need a little moisture. You don't want that dust storm to kick back up. Just go enjoy those days. Get your shirt, not take your shirts off, but take off your coats. Start getting some of that vitamin D. It's really healthy. Gets good for the skin, good for the hair. If you're spending too much time out in the sun, make sure you put some sunscreen on, because guess what? Just because it's not 200 degrees outside, you can still get sunburned. Take care of yourselves.
Alex, question. You say 70 on Wednesday. Is the heat and the sun going to be too much and might sun damage your comics? How do you take care of them?
You know what I do? I leave it in my plastic bag while I drive in my car. But I also, and I know this sounds crazy, but I leave a sweatshirt or a blanket in my car to cover it. So my books are safe from anything that could attack them, especially UV rays, which are horrible on books. Obviously, they causes fading, which degrades them and hurts my heart deep inside.
Ultraviolet. Garrett, what do we think? How them roads looking? I saw some patches out there. We're getting the roads look better, but, still a work in progress.
If you want a pothole filled, please call us and we'll put you on the waiting list, because we're expecting about 2021 to get them all filled. But for your comic traffic here, there's a lot of books coming out. With Detective Comics 1000, Heroes in Crisis 7, some other big names out there. You definitely want to get to your comic shop early, or get your cart ready on your digital profile for your comics. It's going to be a busy week of reading, with so many exciting things to read. And definitely want to get there as soon as possible and get that huge stack. You might need some forearm bracers, because you're going to have holding on a lot of books.
There we go. A nice week looking up ahead. The roads are looking okay. You're getting a lot of books. Make sure you do your weights this week. That's what Garrett's saying. Make sure you bench. If you need any help, shout at Corey Walls on Twitter. Hashtag GuessHouse1. Put that out there. He'll fly in like Batman. Ask him what's the best kind of protein shake you should eat. Probably cookies and cream. I believe that's what he eats. It is delicious. If you need some tips on food, chicken, rice. Actually, no, he goes quinoa now. Quinoa, what do you call it? Shit. It tastes like shit. That's what he eats. Hey, sometimes, baby, you got good books this week. The crew's back together. Garrett's back from California, Canada. Alex is back from who knows, the deep dark cave he crawled out of when he caught up on all those books. And here I am, baby. I'm just, I've been in this room since last week. I thought maybe you guys were showing up and nobody ever showed up, and I've been here for a whole week. So I've been eating comic books that I have over here, and I've been surviving. So I think I'm doing good. This is so dumb.
I'm still laughing that you said I lived in a cave.
We'll see you guys later this week. My name is Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey, everyone. Keep reading those books.